Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about AWS EC2 services. EC2 stands for Elastic Compute Cloud, and it allows you to choose from different types of instance sizes, operating systems, and network configurations. You can also scale up or down your instance, depends on your demand, and only pay what you want. In this video, I will show you 3 diagram examples of how to use EC2 instance for different scenarios. So the first one I want to introduce is a barebone EC2 instance. This is the simplest way to use EC2 instance. It's basically just launch a single instance with the default setting. So let's get my EC2 diagram. This is a user who access the application. In this case, the barebone version is very simple and straightforward. User directly access EC2, just like this. This is usually used for testing purpose or running a simple application that doesn't require high availability or scalability. There's nothing different with running your application on EC2 or PS in this case. So another example I want to give you is to use application load balancer. So in this case, user will not directly connect to the EC2. They will connect to the load balancer. So the user will visit the load balancer, and the load balancer will balance the traffic to the front EC2 instance. So in this case, the IP address, for example, the public IP address will be assigned to the load balancer. At the same time, the EC2 instance should be in different availability zones. These two EC2 instances should be in different availability zones. This is very useful for running of applications that require a higher availability and fault tolerance. For the load balancer, ELB stands for Elastic Load Balancer. It's a service that distributes incoming traffic across multiple targets. It could be distributed EC2 instance and also ECS containers, even Lambda functions. In this case, it is distributed to EC2 instance. An availability zone is a physical isolated location within a region where AWS operates one or more data centers. Usually each region has multiple availability zones connected by low latency networks. So when you're launching instances in different availability zones, you can increase the availability of your application. Compared to the barebone version, so in the barebone version, you can only have your full application in one AZ availability zone because you are using one single instance only, and the public API will be assigned to your instance directly. So next, I will show you another instance. So the multiple EC2 instance plus load balancer and auto scaling. We basically add an auto scaling group in between with our load balancer and EC2 instance. I couldn't find the diagram for the scaling group, but in this one. So in this case, the load balancer will still keep the public IP, and the load balancer will connect to the auto scaling group. The auto scaling group will have the definition for each instances and connect to the each instances to the load balancer target group, which is basically the instances. So basically it will be look like this. Now surely you can have more instances into So in this case, we use auto-scaling group, we use load balancer, we use EC2 instances in different availability zones. This is useful for running a web application that require more scalability and elasticity. An auto-scaling group is a service that automatically adjusts the number of EC2 instances in your group based on demand or predefined condition. It will ensure that the group has a minimum and a maximum number of instances at any time. For example, I know a lot of companies will scale down their testing environment through the auto-scaling group predefined condition to scale down their testing environment to minimum on weekend because no one is working. Testing environment will not be used. This is basically how do we use load balancer, auto-scaling group, and EC2 instance together. Besides that, the auto-scaling group, it will have auto-scaling template, which it will define what kind of instance you want to use. So it's basically another relation tooling. So this is not the real physical connection. It's more like a config. And your EC2 instance will be in a security group, which is basically a firewall, and your whole application in this case will be in one single VPC under one single region. Your load balancer in this case will listen to the traffic from internet. Imagine if you use HTTPS, the port 043 will be open. In your EC2 instance, you can, as the target group for the load balancer, the port, the network port don't have to be 443. It could be any port. For example, we use 80 here. So the 80 will be open from the EC2 instance, and your load balancer will listen encrypted traffic, decrypt it, send to your EC2 instance to make the connection work. In your load balancer, you also need to configure the target group to your specific instance. So this will be the third diagram for using EC2 instances with load balancer and node scaling. Thanks for watching. This is all for this video. I hope this will be helpful for you to understand AWS EC2 in another perspective. Thanks for watching and see you next time.